with Pierre Strong back to return. Strong from the 5 will get a chance. An excellent coverage in special teams by the rookie Jarek Reed II.
And you mentioned the back-to-back wins over the last 2 weeks, the way he's pulled those games out.
He'll start on the ground with Kareem Hunt and a short gain. He'll pick up 2. A roll to the left for Walker, looking for Amari Cooper, and a couple of yards shy of the line to gain in front of Reek Woolen, so it'll set up a 3rd down and short situation. And they give it to Ford. He's going a long way to try to pick up 2 yards, and Jamal Adams was the first man there for the Seahawk defense.
Let's get north and south right here. Watch how this play gets strung out on the outside. Everybody's just, look at all those Seahawk players right now, just pushing it to the next level. They're all on the same plane. I would have liked to have seen Cleveland get a little bit more downhill in that situation.
Last couple games, he's been excellent, and this is a strong punt. 51 yards, and here comes DJ Dallas. Out across the 30-yard line with a penalty marker thrown on the far side of the field. We'll check that flag.
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 1. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Smith to throw on first down, the pump, and then to Lockett on the other side. Tyler Lockett steps out across the 25 for a good gain on first down. Give him 6. Run for Kenneth Walker, and there is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the second leading tackler. On 3rd down, Geno Smith on the slant. Tyler Lockett, first down near the 40. Here is Walker with a big hole and a long run, being chased by Juan Thornhill, and he's down. Into the red zone go the Seahawks with a big play.
When you talk about this defense, the one thing that you'll see when you watch him on film is big plays, big runs, big pass plays down the field. Last week, a 59-yard touchdown, a 75-yard touchdown. So that's one of the areas when you're aggressive, you can get everybody on one level, and that's exactly what happened.
Jumbo set for Seattle. Walker cutting it back for positive gain, just a couple. Take it down to the 14-yard line. Pressure coming. Smith floats it for Metcalf, and he cannot haul it in. Good tight coverage. Browns bring heat. Smith steps away, finds Tyler Lockett, and he's got the first down. A little end around for Jake Bobo. Another score for the rookie.
Here he comes in motion. Usually this is going to go all the way out to the pylon, but look at that. It's defended very, very well by the Cleveland Browns. He's got to put his foot in the ground, get north and south right away. Great decision by Jake Bobo. Look at that, foot in the ground.
Coming off the best game of his young career. Now has his 3rd career touchdown. Option, his 3rd score already. And now to the 25 will come this Cleveland Browns offense. Cleveland spun its wheels on its opening drive. They'll start this one from the 25 with a Walker throw. Hits Cooper in the hands. Not the best throw, not the best catch. And it's a drop to bring up 2nd down. Draw play for Hunt. And a good maintenance play to set up a 3rd down and short by Kareem Hunt.
September 20th, after that injury, got Pierre Strong in a trade with the Patriots in late August. Good forward thinking.
Floater, Cooper adjusting, and he hauled it in.
And this is why it was so surprising to see that drop on the first play in this drive. This is what Amari Cooper is capable of doing.
Well, you see Cleveland trying to hustle up and get the snap off. And indeed they will. Walker on the rollout, being chased by Boye Mafe. Bringing some real heat. Had to throw it away. Seattle bringing extra pressure, and Walker gets hit. The ball is out, and the Seahawks have it. Boye Mafe has it.
What a great job by Jordan Brooks coming from the outside. Now, that's Darrell Taylor. He was one more out. Just a great job. You kind of overload that side, and he came like a shot inside Darrell Taylor as he went up the field. At practice is what we're really going to miss, and for this defense to just not miss a beat since he's been out during the course of the prep and then coming into this game.
All kinds of time for Smith, but nothing open downfield. Got rid of it at the very last moment for Tyler Lockett, who holds on at the Cleveland 25.
You got to keep your eyes on number 16. I know he's shifty and he's hard to keep a sight on all the time, but when these plays break down, you know, somebody's got to locate him, because that's where Geno's eyes are going to go to.
Geno Smith, he does not get scared in the pocket. This is D. Eskridge making his season debut. His first touch is going to go for a loss as Anthony Walker. Smith, screen. Jackson Smith and Jigba, the rookie, using his speed, and he's forced out of bounds by Grant Delpit near the 10-yard line.
That defensive line gets up the field, and that allows your offensive line to just kind of slip them real quick and get outside and help on these wide receiver screens. So right now, a really nice job of play calling by Shane Waldron against this defense that's very aggressive moving forward.
Don't see Myles Garrett out there. Hasn't been out there for most of this drive. Here's Walker. Oh, Smith kept it. Good fake. He had me biting on that too, but guess who wasn't fooled? The Cleveland defense, the front, for a loss of 2.
That's a tough spot for Jake Bobo. You're going to come in on your block. And
Geno Smith floats it. End zone. Metcalf too long, and it'll be 3rd down and goal. And Garrett was still excellent last week. Here he comes. Geno Smith spins away from the pressure. Throws it to the corner of the end zone for Lockett, who taps the toes for the touchdown.
Coming from, oh, that's not him. He was inside. My apologies. There's Zadarius right there, 99. And he's got the opportunity to get Geno Smith to the ground, and he doesn't. And to a man, everybody on this Cleveland defense said, listen, he's a little bit more athletic than you think. He has that ability to extend plays, get out of trouble, and find his receivers. And that's what he's been doing here in this first.
Jason Myers adds the extra point. And a hot start off the blocks in the throwback. It's about as good of a start as Seattle could have asked for. It's the first time they've had a touchdown. It's a handoff for Kareem Hunt, and he'll surge ahead for about 4 yards to Seattle's favorite daughter. As he got signed this week, he has returned to the Seahawks. And he was there giving pressure, but a good job by Walker to find Kareem Hunt. Wagner finally brings him down, but PJ stood strong as Frank Clark was bearing down a 12-yard gain. Fake it to Strong, screen it to Strong under the pressure of Mario Edwards, and Strong breaks free. An excellent catch and run. Again, Walker stood in there with pressure coming.
And they tell you exactly what their concerns are. Bobby Wagner told us, we've got to be alert for the screen game. Cleveland is very, very good with their screens. There's a number of different ways they do it. They do it to wide receivers, running backs, tight ends. It's the biggest part of their offense. And there's a big play, back-to-back screen plays, and a very big one to Pierre Strong.
Elijah Moore with that orbit motion. Another pressure play, and Walker delivers on target. On his way to the end zone, and it is a touchdown! David Njoku! And just like that, the Browns respond. Did he get in? He's on top of the defender, and it looks like the ball breaks the plane.
Yeah, he's in, clearly in. You're exactly right. That being on top of the defender was the reason that he was able to break that plane without touching the ground. Again, that comes off that screen look. It's a double screen, and then you slip that tight end right into the middle of the field. You've got pursuit going out.
4 plays later, the Browns with an impressive response. And how about David Njoku, his first touchdown of the year? And he has his first touchdown of the year in what was an impressive response by the Cleveland offense. Geno Smith on the roll. He connects. Here's Bobo. Or beg your pardon. It is Jake Bobo. 14-yard pickup for the rookie. Handoff for Zach Charbonnet. Flag is thrown as he bounces it back. 41 years of age.
Offside. Defense number 90, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Smith, the deep drop, looking for something deep. Looking for Metcalf. And DK Metcalf's got it. All the way down inside the 15, beating Martin Emerson Jr.
Great job on the release by DK Metcalf. And really poor job by Martin Emerson. He doesn't do anything to slow DK Metcalf down. It's a little wiggle to the inside, but he's got to be more physical. I don't know why you allow a release like that when you've got no help. Geno Smith's wheelhouse throws. One-on-one, deep down the field. He drops it right in.
He's looking that same direction. That one too tall for Metcalf. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
A lot of times this Cleveland defense is coming up for big hits and they're not wrapping up.
Here comes Charbonnet. That time he did get wrapped up by Jordan Elliott for a loss, so it'll be 3rd down. 5-man pressure, one-on-one outside, and Metcalf got held up that time. Got off to a tough start this year, but he's been excellent since. 3 straight scoring drives in the first quarter for Seattle, and now this.
I mean, he's been around some great defensive players, and that one really stood out to him.
Cleveland out. Walker stepping up. Rhythm throw, but he and the receiver Elijah Moore were not on the same page. Bobby Wagner was bringing some pressure as well. 5 in the pattern for Walker. Plenty of time, protected, but into traffic for Cooper and Bobby Wagner. On 3rd down, Walker floats it. Cooper, same spot, same result. Amari Cooper with another tough sideline grab. 22 yards to move the chains on 3rd down.
Really nice throw by P.J. Walker on this play, and a great design. They're attacking into that same area. You know, it's kind of that cover 2. That's going to be one of your weak points. You see the gap right there. Here comes Julian Love trying to get over there in time, but a nice throw by P.J. Walker.
Stood in there again. Could be the final play of the quarter. Here comes Strong with another good play, a 1st down, as he takes it to the 41-yard line. Fresh set of downs from the 41 of Seattle for the Browns. And a little shovel inside for Njoku. He's the lead blocker for Strong, who fights ahead. Kareem Hunt. And he easily comes across the line to gain inside the 30, 1st and 10 for Cleveland. Seahawks bring a late blitz. And a good throw to the outside for Jordan Akins, his 4th grab of this season. Right back to Hunt. And he'll get about half the necessary yardage. 3rd down and 2 coming up. Plays like this, 3rd and 2. Walker out of the reach of his receiver Njoku, and Tariq Woolen, Reek as he's known, was trying to get in there for the pick. Let's see.
Well, I'm trying to figure out why David Njoku thinks that he has the ball and it's Cleveland's ball. So that's definitely an interception. He comes over and takes it right away from him. He was down, but he was not ruled down.
Ruling on the field is an interception recovered by the defense. 1st down.
That's a good call, interception, and Seattle won.
And they'll start this drive after the takeaway from the 16. So, Dean, that's the 2nd takeaway. On second down, another give for Kenneth Walker, and good penetration by Maurice Hurst II. He'll bring four with a spy. Smith has one-on-one on the outside, and it's incomplete. Greg Newsome, who's turned into one of the more solid corners in the AFC, had coverage on Tyler Lockett that time.
I really like that the officials are letting him play right there. You can see just some hand checking right there, but a great job by Greg Newsome. Yep, the sudden change situation, you don't want that offense to go out and kind of build on that momentum, and the Browns defense didn't let him do that.
Great punt. 59-yarder, and Elijah Moore taking it to the far side of the field to turn it into a positive play in special teams. The 33, it's Kareem Hunt. Cannot spin away from Derek Hall. Good job by the rookie second-round pick out of Auburn from no gain.
Walker's been responsible for both of the turnovers this afternoon.
Another draw play and another good run by Kareem Hunt. He'll set up 3rd down and 1. 3rd and short. They've got a bunch of them today. Deep drop, P.J. Walker stepping up, and he's got the 1st down with his legs. Out near midfield as Mario Edwards brings him down. Toss play for Hunt, reverse for Moore, reverse flea flicker for Walker, and nothing there as the pressure was getting in his day with the Cardinals. Here comes Kareem Hunt. Nothing there. Good penetration by Bobby Wagner. Ford is in there. Here comes Mafe. They got rid of it to Njoku, and he gets chased down by Draymond Jones and company. Walker, comeback route, one-on-one outside. Woolen had Cooper covered, but a flag is thrown on the far side of the field.
To track that ball coming in.
Pass interference. Defense number 27. Spot foul.
The Partisans here in the Pacific Northwest. Here is Strong on the toss. And he'll work his way inside the 35. He'll pick up 4 on 1st down for this Cleveland offense. We got Nick Harris in at fullback. Good cutback by Strong for a 1st down. Picks up 7 down to the 26-yard line. Walker pumps. Nothing downfield. Walker gets hit. Walker delivers on target for Cooper. And Amari Cooper's down to the 2. And a flag, a couple of them thrown.
I tell you, it's just a great job. Here comes 97 right up the middle. And you can see the hit right there. How many times have we seen this afternoon already P.J. Walker stand in the pocket, make the throw with the pressure coming right into his face?
Walker was drilled by Edwards.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 97. Half the distance will go from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Extra offensive linemen are in there again with Hunt, the tail of the tandem. Harris motions. Walker keeps it. Under pressure. Floats it away. Incomplete. Njoku wanted a flag as he had Nick Bellore, the linebacker, in coverage. The former Washington Husky. He'll block for Hunt. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Everybody's coming down right here, and then here comes Nick Harris to clean up on the linebacker. Jordan Brooks is just trying to get over the top and walks right into an offensive lineman playing fullback.
And after Seattle led 14-0 out of the gate in the 1st quarter,
knew he was going to take that big hit from Mario Edwards Jr. and delivered the strike.
D. Eskridge will take a knee out to the 25. Zach Charbonnet will start as the running back on this drive. Geno Smith underneath, off-target throw for DK Metcalf, 2nd down. A lot of pressure from Cleveland. They're bringing the house. Smith has one-on-one to Lockett, and Lockett's got the 1st down in front of Denzel Ward. And then a penalty marker thrown.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd.
So many moving pieces have made that so challenging for Seattle this season.
Now 2nd and 20. Charbonnet gets the screen pass. And JOK, Jeremiah Owusu-Koromoa, was the first man to contact him.
To be able to retrace and disrupt it.
So third down and long. Slant, Bobo there, but a long way to go. Bobo is finally touched down.
They just kind of get into that rhythm as the game goes on. Wow.
Wow. Better than a 60-yard punt. Elijah Moore on the return. And shy of the 25-yard line. Another good one from Dixon, right around 60. Fields was down. And a handoff for Pierre Strong, and Bobby Wagner's right there. He's back to throw with pressure coming again. And he climbs and steps away from it. Goes right into Jordan Brooks. A fearless shoulder to the 29-yard line. Seattle brings an extra man. And Walker gets swallowed up by Boye Mafe. He just tied the Seattle record, his 5th consecutive game with a sack.
For Boye Mafe coming off the edge right here. He's going to go right inside DeJuan Jones. And that's just too easy. You got to get a push right there. The Browns had done a great job.
Has been excellent punting the ball the last couple of games.
Boy, they have overloaded the left side on this punt.
Yeah, here come the Seahawks off that edge and got close to it. Still got away a great boot, forcing Dallas back to his own 22-yard line. And a short return, 59-yarder from Bojorquez for Seattle's offense from the 25. Smith over the middle. It's Lockett. First down. Good job on the low snap. They got it to Charbonnet, who breaks free into Cleveland territory, down inside the 45.
Really nice job by the offensive line of the Seattle Seahawks. Just a body on their feet. Easy running lane to go through.
The longest of his career at 21 yards. Now it's grabbed by Jackson Smith in Jigba. Smith underthrown for DK Metcalf, who only has one catch. It was a big one.
You don't see Geno miss that throw very often. Very good outside the numbers.
Back up the gut, Charbonnet, and not there. Good job by Zadarius Smith and Maurice Hurst. Here comes the pressure. Smith floats it, and Metcalf on cue.
Just some crossers back and forth, and then as the middle of the field opens up, DK Metcalf finds that spot.
And here's Metcalf again. It's picked off. Martin Emerson Jr. this time read it the whole way and just stepped in front for the interception.
Working at the bottom of your screen. He just sits on this. He breaks before DK Metcalf and beats him to the point. I'm not sure what Coach Carroll is upset about defensively by Martin Emerson,
who had an interception of Brock Purdy a couple of weeks ago. He picks off Geno Smith. D. Eskridge will get a chance from the 7-yard line in his season debut. And he's got an alley and a positive return out past the 30-yard line.
I've got a chance to make, and I don't. I think that one at the end of the half will be one that he regrets.
Here comes Kenneth Walker, and a strong run as Grant Delpit in the middle of that first half. There's the answer. There's Tyler Lockett with a tough catch with Myles Garrett bearing down on Geno Smith. 3 tight ends to the right for Seattle here. Off the drop, Smith looking for one of those tight ends in Fant, and he's got nowhere to go. Great coverage by the safety, Grant Delpit. He took the tight end away, and Geno Smith has to toss it away. Dixon will boot it away. Donovan Peoples-Jones is a dangerous return man, and he grabs it at the 10. Well, he's not going to make it to the 20. Good coverage that time by Derek Hall and company. That touchdown he threw to Njoku was the first in a year in the NFL that Walker was able to throw. They're going to move back 5 yards to start this drive, though.
Ball start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Jedrick Wills there. Draw play for Hunt. Gets the penalty yardage back and a little more. Second down coming up as Mafe made the stop. Elijah Moore was in motion. Screen pass to the other side for Njoku, who breaks free for the first down. Good blocking downfield by Bitonio. And down into Seattle territory goes Njoku.
wall of players, this could be a big play. And you see right here, that's where it was, just that little crease that he's able to get through. I tell you what, Ethan Posick did a great job of getting all the way out from the center position and just kind of creating a screen that kept that inside defender from closing that.
Nick Harris is back in at fullback as he's the lead blocker for Strong. And a run of a few. 2nd and 6 on the slant. Good grab by Cooper. He's able to hold on. A little more trickery. They'll go with the end around here for Marquise Goodwin, the former Seattle Seahawk, who had a great year last year, but he's going to get forced out. 2nd and long for Walker, who's got time, protection, and a target. It's Moore for the first down. Inside the 15.
This is a really well-designed route because he's got Donovan Peoples-Jones in the middle. There's 11. He's got him right there. He actually goes a little bit harder. On the harder throw right there, you could see that Devin Witherspoon was kind of in that throwing lane and had to get it up and over his outstretched hand.
Off the fake. Naked bootleg. Walker floats it for the end zone for Harrison Bryant. Incomplete. Inside give for Strong. And Bobby Wagner does what Bobby Wagner does. Grabs him by the ankles and brings him down for a loss. Walker, slant. Tough catch by Cooper, shy of the sticks. Dustin Hopkins, back-to-back AFC Special Teams Player of the Week after some massive field goals the last 2 games. He ties this game up at 17. Halfway through the 3rd, it'll be Seattle ball at the 25-yard line. He's in there to start this drive. Off the play action, it's Smith. Under pressure, got it to Walker. And Kenneth Walker still on his feet, and he gets sandwiched at the 29-yard line. They both did come off the field on their own power. Blitz from Tony Field. Smith just launches it up there, and Kenneth Walker nearly came down with it. Sione Taki. Here comes pressure. Smith gets ready and fast. It's deflected in the air. What a play by Maurice Hurst. He tipped it himself and grabbed it for his first interception in 4 years. And a takeaway by the Browns.
Maurice Hurst, this is outstanding. Drops back. There's the deflection. Picks it up, tracks it, one-hands it back to himself. That's fantastic.
This guy is 6'2", 290 with some deft agility to grab that interception that he himself tipped. They get the snap off and give it to Kareem Hunt, who pounds ahead into Cameron Young for a 9-yard gain. He was running right behind. There goes Hunt again. He pushes ahead again. You saw the numbers.
They know exactly where the blocking schemes are.
Oh, that's a keeper for Walker. The little hop step in that giddy up as he takes it close to the sticks.
The film of Seattle's defense, and 33 was everywhere. He's been very quiet today.
There is Strong. He kind of slipped as he was trying to make a cut to the left, and he ran into Mario Edwards. Hunt, first down, into Wagner. And the Cleveland ground attack. Off the fake, Walker, time, and he'll throw it away. No room as Njoku was watched. The handoff for Hunt, and Maffei's there inside the 10. He picks up about 6.
He's been the one. Him and Boye Mafe are the two guys that have really popped here this afternoon for the Seattle defense.
Walker, one-on-one, tight window throw. It's Trey Brown in front of Amari Cooper.
This is covered very well on the outside. Where your opportunity was on a crossing route that was going to show in the middle of the field. This is just 2 one-on-one routes on the outside. but you had some opportunity with some crossers in the middle of the field, and when he comes off the field and taps his chest.
And sure enough, on the road, after trailing by 14, they could have had a touchdown. Instead, a 20-17 advantage, the first of the day for the Browns. And now Geno Smith will try to counter. Next to Anthony Bradford, the rookie. How about that juxtaposition? The 41-year-old and the rookie. On first down, it's Kenneth Walker, and he'll take it for a few. Only averaging 3.5 a carry so far. Quick screen, Metcalf in space, and a nice job by Emerson to prevent the first down. Down to the field and Pam Oliver. Third down and 2 for Seattle. Good protection for Smith, but a bad throw, and it should have been 6 points the other way for Cameron Mitchell, the rookie.
Connection and chemistry with quarterback and wide receiver.
Dixon boots it away. And a net punt of 42 yards the other way.
So he owns it, but I'm going to put that one on the receiver on that last play.
Walker. Oh, wow, what a catch by Jerome Ford in traffic on the screen. He takes a pop. A flag is thrown at the 25 on the near sideline as well.
Holding, office number 75. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Joel Bitonio will negate the gain of 7. Walker, one-on-one with Moore, and again, a little bit of miscommunication. Moore came back, Walker threw it as if Moore was going to keep on going against Reek Woolen.
And so that's why I think P.J. Walker threw that down the field.
Another empty set for Walker. With time, tries to whip one down the middle for Moore. A flag is thrown from the far side of the field.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Back to Ford. As Pam talked about earlier, questionable coming in with that ankle injury last week. They've got the lead with 13 unanswered as we hit the 4th. And it's Jerome Ford on second down. Taking it to the 24-yard line. Third down coming up for Cleveland. Seahawks bring some pressure. Walker over the middle to Elijah Moore for the first down. Out to the 33-yard line. Jamal Adams makes the stop. Here's a toss for Strong. He breaks through, and he gets close to the sticks. Jamal Adams was there again. And another good block from the front of Cleveland. Joel Bitonio that time opened things up. Right up the gut, it is Ford. It is a first down, a stumbling run into Seattle territory. They'll mark him down at the 46.
You're going to have David Njoku coming from a cross formation to block you, but if you can squeeze it, there's nowhere for Jerome Ford to go because you've compressed that running lane.
They talk about wham blocks, right? Guy comes from... There comes Ford again. Darrell Taylor's there for the stop.
Against this Cleveland rushing attack.
Right back to Ford. And it's Wagner. Double-digit tackles today as he stops him after a gain of 2 at the 40. 4 defensive backs. No Adams on the field for Seattle. Empty set. Walker, bad throw. Too low for Jerome Ford. Julian Love was in the area as well, even if the catch was made. Backspin punt of 30 yards. Down to the 10. Worst starting field position of the day for Seattle. We'll get a positive play from Metcalf. Emerson in space did a nice job. Fields was there to finish it off. Second down coming. Here's Kurt Menefee with a game. Walker in motion. Gets the screen. Kenneth Walker with a burst. Big hit by Grant Delpit. Trying to convert. It's Charbonnet. And finally, Seattle moves the chains after 7 consecutive Cleveland stops on third down. Charbonnet on third and short keeps the drive going.
Just completely secures that edge for Zach Charbonnet.
Become a good pass catcher and always has been a good blocker. He's in on pass protection here. giving time to Geno Smith, who's got the outlet to Charbonnet. And he runs into Grant Delpit. Lock it in motion. It's Charbonnet again. Good footwork and a good burst. And down inside the Cleveland 40-yard line.
You've got to honor Geno Smith, right? Watch what 99 Zadarius Smith, just that little bit right there. That allows Zach Charbonnet to get back inside and get the big run. If he recognizes that Geno Smith doesn't have that football, he can squeeze that. He's probably going to make a tackle.
He had not had one in his career until today. Fake to Walker, roll out for Smith. Back across his body for the tight end, Noah Fant. And he gets swallowed up near the 35-yard line. Oh, movement off the left side. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
False start. Offense number 89. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Just a 4-man Cleveland rush and a low throw by Geno Smith. He's had a couple of those today. 3rd down and long. Smith trying to climb the pocket. He gets swallowed up. It's Myles Garrett finally putting his stamp on this game with a huge sack.
That's the big part. You're exactly right, Adam, because you're going to watch. He's got a double team right there. And it's actually the pressure generated by Obo Okoronkwo coming from the right side right there. Number 54. That makes him hold it, step up. That gives Myles Garrett the time to finish the sack.
Garrett top 3 in the NFL with Danielle Hunter and TJ Watt. So Dixon trying to pin Cleveland deep. He'll get a friendly bounce towards the 10-yard line. Right there is where Nick Bellore will down it. Cleveland holding on to a 3-point lead on the road. We'll start this drive with a Jerome Ford run and a good one. Out to the 17-yard line, a gain of 6 to start this series. The 12's trying to will the defense to a big play. 2nd and 4. Back to the ground. And it is P.J. Walker on the keep. He's got the 1st down into Jordan Brooks. A yard past the line of scrimmage, and the clock moves inside of 5 minutes. Seattle's loading up the line against the run. Jerome Ford. And he'll take it out to the 25-yard line. Inside of 5 minutes. Stepping out, stops it. Here comes Ford, stretching it to that sideline, and he does go out of bounds right on cue, so that will stop the clock at 3:34. Another 3rd and short. Walker pumps, looking for Cooper, and it's incomplete. So again, a flag is thrown, though, on the far side of the field. Seattle has had bad penalties today.
Hands in the face. Defense number 27. 5-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Walker keeps it and stays in the middle of the field to keep the clock churning. Remember, Seattle has 2 timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning coming. For a 3rd straight game. Toss play, strong, looking for an alley. Stays in bounds. Jamal Adams is there for the stop. Pressure coming from Adams. And that's batted, and it is picked off! Julian Love, the interception at the biggest moment, and finally Jamal Adams, when they needed it most, comes up with the deflection to set it up. Off the head! He might as well be playing for the Sounders! And Julian Love, the takeaway! At the 43, Seattle with an opportunity to tie it, maybe take the lead, maybe win it. Geno Smith with time finds Lockett, and he gets tackled in bounds. Smith to Metcalf this time, and now both guys getting back involved. Down to the 41-yard line, they're right at the cusp of Jason Myers' field goal range, looking for more. Geno Smith again outside, and it'll be a 1st down for Fant and more. Noah Fant is into the red zone with 1:10 to play.
I tell you what, a great job by Noah Fant, because I'm thinking, why didn't you get out of bounds? Catch that, get a couple more yards and get out of bounds. He comes back.
Geno Smith again, running out of time, gets out of the pocket, throws to the end zone, dangerous pass, and it's incomplete for Metcalf. Denzel Ward was right there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like 13 guys out there.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Cleveland's got a couple timeouts left. Seattle does too, but this is a flag thrown. They use the timeout before a flag.
12 men. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's why Kevin Stefanski wanted the timeout. Smith, screen. Jackson Smith and Jigba looking for the lead and redemption for the Seahawk offense. Touchdown, Seahawks lead.
It's going to be one-on-one with Jackson Smith and Jigba and Juan Thornhill. He gets to the outside, and there's DK Metcalf. And then at the end of that play, turn him loose. Watch this. This is fantastic because you got your arms outside. All right, as soon as he goes to separate, let him go. Don't let the official see that jersey or that tug.
Just let go in time. Metcalf, I think even he was kind of looking at the official to see if there was going to be a call.
Is he reaching?
A key extra point to make it a 4-point lead is through. With 38 seconds to go. Second career touchdown for the rookie, made possible by the fifth-year veteran DK Metcalf. Fair catch signaled, so out to the 25 will come the Cleveland offense. They've done it back-to-back weeks. Going to try to do it again on the road in Seattle. Walker, downfield, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Reek Woolen was probably the closest player to it as Cooper was trying to come back. Walker, down the middle, incomplete. Both Donovan Peoples-Jones and Elijah Moore in the area. Four-man rush. Walker, under pressure, and down he goes. It's Darrell Taylor. Cleveland will use a timeout.
He's going to have an expanded role the rest of the year with Uchenna Nwosu out and gets off to a great start in his first game. Just stays with it. Get upfield. Where's the quarterback? Cut back underneath. And you're going to be unable to pass that game. You could see Jedrick Wills, number 71, the left tackle, just be so frustrated because he's not going to be able to get back inside.
Walker, flushed. He's got a long way to go. Throws past the sticks, it's incomplete. Couple of throws away, but the Seahawk defense comes up big, and they will edge out this tough, resilient Cleveland team with some toughness and resilience of their own. Geno Smith, frustrated for most of the day, came up huge late, and Pete Carroll and the Seahawks are 5-2. We'll wrap it up from Lumen after this.